Good evening and salutations, my GH fans, Brando, Sasha, and Gladys. You know, there's so many different theories that's going on with the actor as far as, some people are saying he was fired and other people was like, oh, he wants to sit there and focus on other projects. And I mean, this whole death scene, in some ways, it just seemed kind of random. Like, all right, what's going to go on with Sasha at this point? You know, her guardianship, the fact that she can't even access her money to, plan a funeral for Brando. Who's going to be Sasha's legal guardian at this point? And what's going to go on? What's going to happen with this character? Because I'll put it this way: back when they had the crossover and they had the hell was her name? Star. She lost a family, she lost a daughter, she lost a boyfriend or whatever. And people were complaining that she was crying, that she was upset, and was like, oh, I'm just so tired of seeing her crying all the time. Next thing you know, she's sitting there singing, I think, at Carly's Club or whatever. And I'm just like, what happened from A to, like, what, we skipped a step. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that probably the fans didn't want to sit there and see this character moping and sobbing and being crying all the time. And now we got Sasha. Don't get me wrong. This is totally appropriate that she's upset and that she looks like she's been crying all day. Okay? I guess I just look at this whole thing and I'm like, I wonder how long that's going to last before the fans. And I know it sounds kind of insensitive, but get tired of saying it. I mean, when you really think about these shows and stuff like that, you watch this stuff for the fantasies and the kind of escape stuff and whatever you're going through for that hour, that is your escapism. To sit there and watch a woman that's constantly crying and moping and being sad and upset, guy, girl, whatever, after a while is going to start to get to you. I just don't know what they're going to do with Sasha at this point that Brando just left. I feel like this whole thing could have played out so much better. Because in reality, did we really need to lose Brando? When you stop and think about it. Yes, I talked about a bloating cast and everything like that, but there's characters that will come in there, they won't really do anything, and they're just kind of there to just pop up and then they're gone. Like Felix, every once in 6 months. Epiphany. I think at one point they might even actually have Milo. I don't know what's going on with Monica, but you see my point though. There's characters that's been there for a while, and in reality, they should have been gone. And in certain respects, they should have been gone. I really felt like they could have beefed up Brando's um, character and made him do more stuff with Sonny, and not so much be, oh, I'm gonna sit there and take care of Sasha like 24/7, like she's a child, and I get that she's going through stuff, but it's like that's what you reduce the character down to. So, like, I think that's part of the reason why I just was not really that upset that he left. Um, Nina's there, Sonny's there, trying to help out the best they can. Sonny gets a call that Diane has been attacked. Dex is Dex is 3 for 3 at this point, with him constantly being at a crime scene or being near these attacks. But Dex gives some sort of flimsy story. Oh, I was supposed to sit there and just watch the place and then be on my phone and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, here's the thing. Not only did Dex not see anything, like was you just walking around the building, you're just doing laps around the building. On top of that, you didn't sit there and hear this woman scream. I'm pretty sure when you have something that punctures your body, You're gonna yell, you're gonna scream at the top of your lungs. You didn't hear that either? Really? It's amazing that Dante is still questioning him after he said the word lawyer. And yeah, I get that he called Sonny, but even before he called Sonny, it was like he said lawyer, like I'm pretty sure like a couple of times. I'm like, Dante, do you want this case to get thrown out? I don't understand. But Sonny comes over there and Sonny's there talking to Dante, and Dante is like, yo, listen, do you know this guy? I mean, he's 3 for 3 on these attacks as far as him being there. Do you really know this guy? But here's the thing. Sonny defends him. Sonny's like, yo, listen, is he arrested? So he can go, right? All right, cool. So, Sonny's like, all right, come with me. They're in the limo or whatever. And Dick's like, oh, thanks for believing in me and, for standing up, standing up for me and everything like that. And Sonny's like, no, we're not going home yet. If you saw the previews, this is where we start to get back into the older Sonny. The Sonny that used to sit there and keep AJ in a meat locker for a couple of days and starve him and, rough him up a little bit. It's funny because I looked at this thumbnail and I was like, I don't really know why this thumbnail. But then I'm looking at the next episode and I'm like, oh, no, this is perfect. So when you see the thumbnail, you know exactly why I chose that particular thumbnail. Now, I will sit there and say that the stuff with Josh, Trina, Rory, and Cam was light. It wasn't anything that was like oh my god, you really have to sit there and be there, sit there and watch it and see it and everything like that. I don't mind a little light stuff within the episodes. I don't like light episodes. Okay? Because I feel like in some ways, some of this episode was, oh, this is just awesome. Not this episode was like dreary or anything like that, but it was nothing that was super exciting. So it was kind of nice to sit there and see them like throw the hatchet and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, listen, they got the set, they must sit there and use it as long as they can. So they're sitting there throwing a hatchet and doing a little competition about it. And of course, Rory gets a call to guard the guard Diane. And he's just super happy to yeah, I'll do it. I get it. He's a rookie, so that may be a good reason. Also, probably money or whatever. But I'm also looking at him like, we don't really know that much about Rory. Okay, how we know that this dude isn't the killer? You know, they were sitting there saying that this wound was a little bit more precise than the other wound. So it's like this dude is, or this woman is out there getting better. Is clearly like up in their game. Oh, and speaking of Diane, right now she's in stable condition because they was able to get the anti venom and all that other stuff like that. So, so far it seems like she's gonna make it. But then again, I thought that Brando was gonna make it. So at this point, who knows? And the sad thing is that I kind of don't really care. I think Diane should have been more than just somebody they just called up every now and then. And I was talking to a subscriber, um, and she was talking about how Diane's not really, contracted, and that, there's a possibility that she likes it that way and she comes and goes when she pleases. But for me personally, I need to see, like, when I first started watching these soaps, I didn't have such expectations of these characters. I don't know, maybe it's because I review it now, but I just feel like I need more than just her coming by to be, Alexa's best friend and to get somebody out of a sticky jam as far as the law is concerned. I need something more than that. So I feel like if she stays, give her something more to do. Give her an actual story. It sucks. It sucks for me personally because I actually like the character, I like the actress, and they could do so much more than what they're doing with her. Curtis is just forever being a dick at this point to Jordan. And I'm surprised that Jordan is not there taking his him being a dick. because Curtis and Porsche are talking, and Jordan comes in. It's like, hey, I need help as far as this case is concerned. So they're talking or whatever, and Jordan's like, hey, listen, whatever you sit there and tell me, I need you to know, like, I don't need to sit there and leave, like I don't need this stuff getting out. Like when she walked in, and Curtis was like, oh yeah, well, she's used to keeping secrets and stuff like that. I was like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? You used to be a cop. How are you not? I'm like, how are you not on her side on this one? Even if you don't like her for the divorce papers that he keeps whining and crying about, how are you not on her side? It's not like he wasn't a cop. So when she comes in and she's like, hey, listen, I don't need you to sit there. I don't need this getting out. And Curtis says something smart as far as, oh, well, you like your secrets or something like that. I was like, I just had so many curse words in my head that I'm just like, I can't even say it. I mean, I could say it, but I'm just not gonna say it. But I'm just like, you ever just looked at somebody and it's almost like you just went and invented a new curse word? That's how I felt about Curtis at that moment. I was like, I'm gonna start making up curse words at this point. Um. Anyway, he leaves. He talks to Sonny. They kind of pass things up. Um. He thanks her for looking out for his dad as far as not telling him about the meds and stuff like that. So they seem like they kind of patch things up somewhat because I'm like, bro, you're gonna need it. I mean, this guy goes to work every day, thinking that his club is still his club, which is, well, to me, it's kind of hilarious. No, it's good. It's not. It's not kind of. It's just hilarious. Okay, it's just laugh out loud funny. Now, at some point, Curtis talks to Portia again, and Curtis is like, "Hey, Portia kept. I mean, Jordan kept sitting there saying these little things as far as, oh, well, you don't really know a person, even if you're married to someone, and making references that Portia's keeping something." Portia started thinking like that time that she was pretty much confessing, as far as Trina's concerned. She's like, hey, I got to do something. I gotta go. I gotta do a thing with someone at a place. I gotta go like now. So she leaves and she goes right to Jordan's office. She slams the door shut. Like, how dare you? I'm like, Portia, listen. As much as I love you, and I really do, you wouldn't have to do any of that if you just would have been honest from the jump. So this is going to be a very hilarious scene, and I'm like, I feel like at this point they should just fight it out. Okay, they should just straight up go in the ring. Screw going in the ring. Just close the door for 5 minutes. Let them really hash it out, and get that tension out of their system because it's clearly there. Like that's what I would have to do if I had that much tension with someone. I'm like, bro, we going in the ring. We're gonna go a couple of rounds. So when Rory leaves, and Josh follows up, and Rory's, tells Josh like, hey, listen, I can't give you too much information. Let's just sit there and say, because she finds out about Diane and everything. She's like, hey, it's a person who's been there a lot at these crime scenes. I can't sit there and say anything more. I'm like, bro, you practically just told her everything that she needed to know. Like, you literally spilled the beans. Like, what are you doing, bro? So she goes to Dante. She's asking around about Dante, and Dante's like, hey, listen, he's not here anymore. He went with Sonny. We all know that classic scene of the meat locker scenes. When I started watching the show, when I started watching the show, those are the scenes that I remember. Where we had Billy Warlock at the time. Now it was interesting because Billy Warlock was not the first agent. Sean K was, aka Mike Barnes, aka Deacon Sharp, aka you get what I'm saying. So it was kind of interesting when he came back years later on, and I was like, yo, who is this guy? What happened to my other guy, Billy? And little did I know, that was not even, that was the, that wasn't even the first AJ. Um, what else we got? On a side note, yesterday I wound up doing my review, and I got done, and I was about to sit there and type out, like the review. As far as like the, type out General Hospital, whatever. But there's a button that looks like another button, and I accidentally wound up erasing it, and that was bad because I was like, man, that review is so good. And then I erased it, and then I kept trying to recapture the magic of the first one. And after 5 cuts later on, I'm like, you know what, screw it. This is just going to be the one that's going to work. And I was so pissed off. I was so angry, and that's another reason why my review came out later on, because I was like I am scrolling it, and I clicked it. I was like, oh, like nah, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. I'm just gonna do it again. It's gonna be fine. And it was so not fine. Now I think the last scenes um is with Drew and Carly. They didn't really do too much of anything. Carly wants to sit there and fight to um I guess get the bodies, or at least her mother's body, to stay. Because from what I understand, didn't the night shift guard or whatever was like, well, everyone else already made arrangements. So I'm like, everyone else is good so far. Your mom is the only person that needs to be moved somewhere else or whatever. Now she's gonna be there. She's gonna be fighting, and Drew's gonna sit there and use this media company to, quote unquote, raise some hell, aka, there's a word for it, but I can't think of it. I feel like it's kind of irresponsible on some sort of level, or maybe it's not. I mean, maybe he can sit there and use it as covering a story as far as how these people are kind of tearing down this grave of people just to make it have easy access to a beach. Okay, fine, whatever. I guess I can sit there and rock with that. But Drew sleeps on the floor or on the yeah, I think on the floor or something like that, on the couch, and Carly takes up the whole bed. I'm like, really? I mean, I could just sleep sideways. I mean, I don't understand. Like, no way in hell I'm going to be spent there sleeping on no damn couch. Like, I can control myself. I'm good. I'm not going to be spent there getting back problems in the morning because you need to take up the whole goddamn bed, and I get to sit there and sleep on this little rinkety dink. Anyway, so I think that was pretty much about it. Oh, and Drew was able to give a message, a video message of Donna, which looks a lot older now, and Avery. So that was nice. That was a nice little scene. Oh yeah, and Trina was mad. Trina was upset with Cam for keeping a secret about Spencer, but she was like, "I'm not gonna hold a grudge. I'm just gonna be mad about it for a little bit." I'm like, which was kind of, when she after she said it, she realized that she's keeping a secret as well, a secret that's so stupid that Josh should have just told Cam about the dumpster diving with Dex, but she didn't. So now Trina's not there keeping a secret. And, even after she's like, "Well, I'm not gonna sit there and hold this. I'm not gonna hold a grudge. I'm just gonna take my time to forgive you." Really, Trina? Really? You really want to sit there and say that in the same breath? Okay, all right, boo, you do you. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. I feel like that's about it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.